Hey. Good morning, everybody. You know what time it is. It's a knockout, drag 'em out fight. Time to see who won. Is there even a winner? Well, you saw by the thumbnail what I got going on today. Let's see who won this title bout. This DB. Now I'm about to take you behind the nonsense. So, let's just get right down to it. Get down to the nitty gritty. Let's do this thing. So, this is a battle between Alexandria's Royal Equestrian or Parfum de Marly Layton. So, let me tell you guys, I am in love with both. Layton is actually one of my favorite Parfum de Marlys. It's definitely in my top 5, no doubt about it. And I absolutely enjoyed it. So just like somebody else had, Tired of Fools sent me a Alexandria Dark Knight to test out. I had this bottle of Layton, forgot all about it, and I was like, wow. I said, let's do another one. So I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie. I'm impressed. Highly impressed. This is one of the first ones from Alexandria that I ever heard of. When I first heard of Alexandria, that was the first one I heard of at the time because Layton was so popular. So there was some slight differences in longevity. There were some slight differences in the opening, and there were some slight differences in the dry down. Okay, so let's get right to it. Let's start with Royal Equestrian from Alexandria. I loved it. It gave me 3 hours projection, gave me 10 hours on my skin. It's still on my shirt. In the opening, it comes across a little more. There's an ingredient in there that I promise you I did not look up, but it comes off a little pungent. So that pungent smell is a little more pungent in the Alexandria versus the Parfums de Marly. So when it dried down, I mean, for the 90% of the life of the smell, all 10 hours of it, it was daggone near spot on. I mean, it was like 95% to me, spot on. The dry down also dried down very light, and compared to the Parfums de Marly, which was still a heavy dry down. Once the Alexandria version dried down, after 10 hours, it was done. I mean, I can put my nose up to my skin and still smell it, and Parfums de Marly is actually stronger. So, DB, what's the difference between the two of them? Let me tell you. Just a little bit stronger, a little more pungent smell in the Alexandria Royal Equestrian versus the Parfums de Marly. The 10-hour longevity is what killed it for me. It didn't kill it, like I don't want anything to do with it, but that's where I had to only give it a 95%. Okay, because Parfums de Marly Layton lasted almost 14 hours on my skin. It's more like 13. So, Parfums de Marly is a EDP. Royal Equestrian is an extrait de parfum. In my opinion, the extrait should have lasted longer than the EDP, but it did not. Now, on the dry down, the Alexandria Royal Equestrian dried down a lot lighter than Parfums de Marly Layton did. But here's the deal. If you want a cheap alternative to Parfums de Marly Layton, which I don't understand why you would, but I understand I mean, you can get tester bottles for Parfums de Marly in the 125 range. I get it. I believe Royal Equestrian for a 50 ml is somewhere in the vicinity of $45. So about the same price when it all comes push to shove. But some people just like to have a little less of something. This is 125 ml for Parfums de Marly, and Alexandria is going to be your 50 ml. So, I mean, some people, that's what they want. They don't want a big bottle of something. I get it. If that's the way you want to go, you're not missing out. It's 95%, unless you are some guru and somebody knows what you're wearing. Nobody, the average everyday person is not going to know the difference between Parfums de Marly, Layton, and Royal Equestrian. It's not going to happen. It's that close. So I was really surprised about it. I just wish that the Alexandria could have outdone in performance the Parfums de Marly. That would have made it a whole lot more interesting for me, but I can only give it the 95% closeness because of that. On the smell factor alone, it's 98%. I mean, just like Dark Knight was to Black Phantom. So Alexandria is doing their thing. It smells 98% like it. But all in all, it's only 95% like it because it just can't duplicate the longevity. If it could duplicate that longevity and be a little more stronger in the dry down like Parfums de Marly was, it'd be a dead ringer. No doubt about it. So I got the 3 hours projection, and I got 10 hours out of the Alexandria, and I got 13 hours out of the Parfums de Marly. So take from it what you want, guys. I just did the dirty work for you. That's all. Take my dirty work and do as you wish. Wash your freaking hands, people. Wash them. Got this COVID-19 thing going around. Wash your freaking hands. See people at work not washing their hands. There's an epidemic going around. I think it's overblown, but nonetheless, it's an epidemic. Me personally, I don't want to be responsible for a 70-year-old person that I shook a hand with dying because I don't know how to wash my hands. I always wash my hands, but now I'm washing it a little extra. Not only am I washing my hands a little extra, I'm also, I got hand sanitizer. I hardly ever use hand sanitizer unless I'm really into something nasty. But I got to because I got kids and I have elderly people that are over the age of 60 that I visit. So I don't want to be the one. You don't want to be the one. Just wash your freaking hands. When you guys get bottles of colognes in, have a towel or something around it. And then take a paper towel and rub it down with hand sanitizer. It ain't going to hurt it. You know, let's stop the spread of this stuff. Let's get people back to work. There's a lot of people out of work. Yes, we got a stimulus package. That's just putting us in more debt, people. All right, let's knock this thing out. It's DB, and I just took you behind the nonsense. Y'all have a great morning.